realize that maybe not all of you heard me, but I got to share during the Keystone, in the halftime kind of dinner, about my experience with having MS, and it was really incredible. And then looking around as we've all been talking, how many of you I recognized from Cook Forest or other times, and so I hope you're not recording this part, because I said when we walked in, it is kind of funny seeing people with more clothes on and less sweaty than they were in July, but you hardly recognize them quite as much. But here's my update. So I have been really super looking forward to tonight and coming back and sharing a little bit more. As many of you know, since I saw you in July, I've had the chance to meet with and talk with a bunch of different groups and share the impact that the National MS Society has had on my life. But there is something that's incredibly special to me about coming back to the Keystone Country Ride. For me, this is like coming home. This ride is where I first experienced the love and support of Bike MS, the first place that I volunteered in 2011, and the first place that I got to actually say to a whole bunch of people, thank you. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in October 2010, and now those words just seem to kind of roll off the tongue. But 9 years ago, it was really hard to say, I have MS out loud. I didn't know what would happen when I said those words. I didn't know what those words meant for the future, and I didn't know that those words were going to literally change everything. I wouldn't begin to learn about the resources of the National MS Society right away, and that's part of what drives me to share my story. I was left in the lurch with a diagnosis and no further information about what I was supposed to be doing next. Many of you know my story, so I'm not going to go back over all the little details, but I want to tell you a little bit more about the National MS Society's impact on my story right now. The MS Navigator program is an essential resource for living life fully with MS. These resources are highly trained, compassionate people that help connect those of us affected by MS with anything ranging from new diagnostic support to advanced care decisions. The MS Navigator program is available at no cost because of the continued support and the fundraising that we're doing right here. Since I last saw you in July, I've connected with this program numerous times, but most recently to help assist me in finding a prescription drug plan that actually covers the medications that I'm on. But this year, over 57,000 people connected with the MS Navigators. MS is complex, so the MS Society takes a comprehensive approach to funding research. Everything from examining the Mediterranean diet's influence on disease to improving optic nerve damage with antihistamines. To date, the MS Society has funded over $1 billion with a B dollars in research, providing groundbreaking results. In October, I was a voluntary participant in an MS study at the MS Center at Penn State University campus. The results of this study are not yet fully released, but the preliminary glimpses have shown an at-home software program as an effective tool for targeting depression in people with MS. Fundraising is funding research with worldwide implications in our own backyard. In September, I joined forces with the National MS Society to meet with elected officials in Harrisburg. I was there for one reason: to share my story and emphasize the need for prior authorization reform. Today, I'm still in contact with our representatives, but now on a federal level, to urge Senate to pass the federal budget and ensure full funding for groundbreaking and essential research and programs that affect everyone, including our veterans, in fiscal year 2020. Because of your support, there are over 34,000 engaged, volunteered MS activists nationwide. Bike MS remains the #1 fundraising cycling event in the United States, and to date has raised in total $567 million. These funds support everything from our new local state college support group to ensuring a trained professional answers the questions of someone newly diagnosed. Your continued efforts to help ensure progress towards not only stopping MS in its tracks, but also restoring what's been taken from us by MS. Your volunteering, fundraising, and donating make a huge impact. And I get excited because there is so much more hope and so much more progress than when I was diagnosed 9 years ago. The momentum is picking up, and now more than ever, your efforts have huge implications for the futures of those of us battling MS, because every mile we ride and every dollar we raise gets me and people just like me closer to saying I had MS instead of I have. So thank you, because I can't wait to see what we do in 2020.